Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be doing a double reaction to Squarepusher. We'll be checking out the songs Unreal Square, then followed up by Speedcrank. Now, this is my second time on the channel reacting to Squarepusher. My first reaction was to Beep Street, and that song was absolutely crazy. To put it lightly, it is a digital madhouse. Listening to them, I think it would be kind of fair to qualify their genre as like 16-bit music. But, I'm very curious to hear y'all's perspective on Squarepusher, what you hear when you hear their music. For me, it's a very unique world. I don't understand it fully, but, on this channel, I am never deterred by any genre, any artist, any song. I welcome the uniqueness. I welcome the novelty. I love to dip my hands into all of the unique musical honeypots that are out there. So I'm excited to check these out today. But before we jump in, a massive thank you goes to Avi, whose generous support made this reaction possible. All right, now let's jump in. We'll start with Unreal Square. I'm mentally preparing myself. Oh, I like those bass notes. But this high beat or high pitch is very punchy. Cuts through the mix. But I'm getting behind this bass. Whoa, that's new. Ethereal synth strings? They're like velvety sounding. Hey, I'm down for that. It's very lovely. Wow. There's so much emphasis on like the swelling, the crescendos and decrescendos. I don't know what you would call that other than just swelling and reverse swelling. There's got to be a better name for it. Very dubstep, but mid-tempo. Very memorable too, this melody. This is not what I was expecting at all, because Beep Street was so like in your face, and this is a lot more laid back, a lot more legato. I like it. But they're like drawing from a lot of dubstep. Whoa, this is like, now there's like a lot of rhythmic and melodic overlap here. Yeah, how did they like just started that melody like in the middle there. Is it on the beat or is it like in the middle of the measure? I almost want to play it from even earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4. The polyrhythms here, actually I didn't even notice how complicated it was becoming. I don't understand how it's possible that we're still what seems to be in 4/4, but everything around the 4/4 is like degenerating into madness. Bro. Because you hear that. The lead melody is on that beat. I think I've lost the plot now. I think Squarepusher pushed me into a square, an unreal square. Dude, this is insane. I need to like refer to the comments after this song, but this is like, oh Jesus. Oh wow. This is like hard for me to comprehend. But I feel like if somebody smarter than me told me what was going on, I would have a better frame of reference for this one. It feels like the song was in the same tempo and time signature the whole time. That is beyond my pay grade though, to understand like how all of the surrounding instrumentation sounds like it's not in 4/4, but the underlying, like the main leading melody is in 4/4, because when you're counting it out, like I was trying to like depict it visually, it maps on, but it is just different. Oh, it looks like Fantano interviewed Squarepusher 3 years ago. I don't know what you guys think about Fantano. The few videos I've seen from him leave a bad taste in my mouth. That's besides the point, though. Let me read some of these comments. Maybe I'll get some insight that I'm not getting. This is fucking fantastic. Got you. This emotion in the song. There was a lot of emotion in this one. Definitely like that whole middle legato section, or maybe like early middle legato section, was a beautiful surprise. 248 begins one of the most beautiful moments I've ever heard. Let's go back to that. Oh, this is when like the dissolution of the rhythm happens. Yeah, this is where like my mind immediately started breaking. Squarepusher, man. Avi gives me the craziest requests, and I'm totally down for it. Let's check out the next one, shall we? Speedcrank, which honestly, by just the name alone, scares me even more than Unreal Square, because Speedcrank, if we get any of those like polyrhythms and time signature, what seems to be time signature changes during this one, it is going to come at me at light speed. I may not even be able to detect it. But let's try. Let's try. Let's listen. What is the frame of reference I should like hold on to at the beginning when I listen to this? My brain is trying to like grab onto something. Dude, this is rhythmic madness. Four again. This is like alien music. This is like what they send in binary. Out of all the craziness, I still feel like I'm re-arriving at the conclusion that this is still 4/4. It is so uncanny. It's hard to find like where the 1 is. I'm trying to like find it based on what is like the most accented pronounced like bass beat, because everything else is like so scattered and syncopated and like weirdly accented that I'm not able to like find the rhythmic center based on those like fleeting moments. It is hard to find where home is. Hopefully the counting is helping y'all too. It's like on the start of every measure, there's this like weird esoteric like alien note that kind of like plays out. So that tells me like sort of in a backward sense where the 1 is, and I'm able to like count the bass notes underneath afterwards more easily. But it is immensely hard to still hear those notes. This music is like what happens when you like play like the pinball machine and like the sound that comes through it. This is like what's happening in the back of the machine, like getting all of the little lights and bells and whistles to work. I'm just reading some of these comments here. Crank that Soldier Boy. My neighbors don't like me. Cranking my hog to this. W. I can't tell how much of this is meme versus like legit. You guys gotta let me know. Because like all things considered, I'm fairly certain there is a very understated method to this madness, but it is undoubtedly some level of madness. It feels like if you were to like replace these digital instruments with like, you know, maybe guitars or pieces of like orchestra, and then each of those like big like those big like bass moments that we are currently hearing in this track, if you replace those moments with like power chords or something like that, or even like big bass hits or crashing cymbals or kick drum, that it could make sense. And it's not that it doesn't make sense as it's in the digital form as it is now, but it's just so like not typical. It's just unusual, right? So it's hard for me to like wrap my brain around it, but I'm almost envisioning a reality where all of these notes are replaced with notes or musical instruments that I am more familiar with, and then me listening to this would make it make more sense. Maybe one of y'all with AI expertise can like digitally alter Speedcrank into a more palatable, or at least common instrumented version of this song, if that makes sense. Okay, and I'm just noticing this visually right now, but it looks like this whole thing actually, like what we're seeing on screen, is all one large image, but most of it has been blackened out such that all of the individual pieces that like form this kind of rotated heart are technically all part of the same picture, even though like they feel different. Like you can see there's some overlapping in the colors in the color scheme, so you could like in a sense fill in a lot of the blanks here. This connects to that, yeah. This is like the final boss of digital 16-bit video game music. And see, like, underneath all of this craziness are these, like, melodic motifs that are, like, detectable. I just don't have, like, a frame of reference to fit them in, like, narratively. So there's, like, moments that, like, individually sound good, but it's so hard to, like, weave it into the bigger picture. I'm just gonna chalk it up to me, like, not listening to this kind of music at all normally. That gives me this, like, level of ignorance that I just don't know if it's good or not for this style of genre. Yeah, I just don't know. It's gone? There's no more? Oof. Well, there you have it. That was Speedcrank, and that was Squarepusher once again. My word, I don't understand what is going on. I stopped counting towards the second half of Speedcrank because I was just getting lost in the sauce of all of the digital madness. But I honestly would still go ahead with the assumption that everything is in 4/4, which, all things considered, is really impressive. For that song and, Unreal Square to sound as chaotic as they do, to remain in 4/4, that's why I say there's a method to the madness. There is something that is, like, grounding this song in musical excellence and mastery. It is just not something that I would probably listen to on my own time, just frankly speaking. But there's a lot to learn from, and I would be very curious just to know about the process of creating something like this, because it seems like you could almost create a song like this with, 8 hours in a DAW if you have the vision, if you have the idea, because most of everything that I heard is just completely like replicable with the right musical knowledge and a properly working DAW. Yeah, it's insanity though, and it was interesting to read the one comment. I think it was in the Unreal Square comment section. What do they write? The emotion in this song. I'll show you the comment here. I'll zoom in. The emotion in this song. So that was Unreal Square. I think that is, like, a fair statement to make, that there was a lot of emotion in that song. With Speedcrank, I think there's a bigger difference in what can be said there. I think there's only 7 comments here. Maybe, some replies. Accurate representation of a blind dude walking to the local casino. I have the vision. So implying that 2N526 is not blind. I'm very curious as well. What is the audience for Squarepusher? Like, what is the draw? What are the reasons? Give me as much background as you can, because right now I feel like I'm flying blind myself. I don't have a lot of good or bad things to say. I think most of my comments are just, like, caveated with an immense amount of confusion and uncertainty, as well as a bit of, like, I feel intrigued by what I'm listening to, but I don't understand it to such an extent that it feels very overwhelming to, like, even engage with. But yeah, let me know what you all think. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Subscribe if you did, and if you would like to request a reaction yourself, send whatever my way. I'm down to check it out. You can hit the link in the description box below, and that is the best way to support my channel. And as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.